Welcome to the League of Legends.
So hey everybody, it's me Sigma from the Realm. I'm joined today by Geovanny Chang, an
Nice to meet you.
ex-League of Legend pro, who has started working closely with the Realm. We are starting our League of Legends league, and if we do get enough interest, Geo may actually act as a coach for the team that we're trying to build. So we brought him in today to ask him a couple of questions about his history, have you guys kind of get to know him more, and have us kind of get to know him more. So how you doing, Geo?
Doing good. Nice to meet you, Casey.
First off, where are you from? Like you're a gamer first and foremost. Like, where did you kind of get your start?
So I was born and I grew up also in Ecuador.
Okay.
By the time computers didn't exist, or if they existed, were very limited because I come from like a really really poor country.
Right.
But my family is very well situated, so I had access to some of the computers by the time. I'm talking about Windows 95.
Yeah.
So basically, I do like I did back in the day a lot of console gaming like SNES, NES, but my first introduction to computer was actually the Prince of Persia for Windows 95.
Oh, I love that. Like the old
Yes, like
rotoscope.
the old school with the pixels, and like if you step wrong, the spikes will come up.
Yep.
So that's how I first of all I knew that I was like meant to play video games. I had the NES and the SNES, but that was more for like the family stuff.
Right.
Playing with the cousins, playing with the sisters, but computer is more to like a personal level.
Mhm.
So there's nobody bothering you.
Right,
There's
just
nobody
you
like
and
it's just me and the game. So that's how I got introduced into computer gaming.
Awesome. So when did you first get introduced to League of Legends then?
It was back in 2009. Finish of 2008, back in 2009 when the beta started. I came late to the beta, so I didn't earn like the skin from King Rammus, and that pissed me off. That legit pissed me off. So I was 19 by the time. I left my home to be a little bit more independent, and then I used to do this. I used to go to this cyber cafe back in my country.
Okay.
And I met a lot of people. I was playing Warcraft 3: The Frozen Throne, Dota specifically, which was the map introduced into the, how can I say, the platform, the game in the platform.
Right.
So everybody was playing Dota. I played Dota, but I didn't understand that much Dota because it was a little bit more complicated. Back in the day, you used to have creep score, but you also could deny creep score to your opponent. So those mechanics were a little bit more difficult.
Kind of confusing.
So then my friend had this new game, brand new. They were like, "Oh, let's play League of Legends. It's in beta. I got some beta keys. Like, let's try it." So I tried it. The mechanics were more simple. You couldn't do minion block. You didn't need to deny creeps. So it was more simplified, and the graphics were more appealing. You know, Warcraft 3, The Frozen Throne, and Reign of Chaos, they had like really really very gory
Okay. Like.
graphics.
Right.
Like they were more like they were hard. League of Legends has more an appealing graphics, so it's
Like
more
it's-
like comic-y.
Yeah, okay.
So like even the whole like environment.
Lighter tone in general.
Yes. So it was very appealing. So I got into it. By the time I remember I had an HP computer. It was basic, no graphics card. Everything was like super basic. And I was not even playing with a mouse. I was playing with a trackpad. So Twisted Tree Lane was my favorite map in the game. So I play a lot of Twisted Tree Lane. That's why I made my. That's why I fall in love with my main, Shaco. He used to jump walls. It was
Okay.
easy to gank. That's how I got introduced because of a friend that literally told me like,
Kind of
hey,
pulled you
I got
from
beta.
Dota
Yes,
into.
I got beta keys. It's the same thing. Just come and try.
Okay, great. What was it like realizing that you were actually good enough to go pro and actually going pro?
So the system has ranked. So nowadays every competitive game has ranked system. So in the early stages, when I'm talking about season 1, you could get skins for free if you were quote unquote victorious. So you will have to achieve 1600 LP by that time, which was like you will earn 30 points, you will lose 15, and the more you advance, the more you lose, the more you win, it will adjust to what we call an elo.
Okay.
So by the time the pros were having 2600, 3200, and I was right in there. I was 2000, I was 1800.
So like just
so
right
I
underneath.
knew,
Okay.
yeah. So I knew that just by playing the game, I was out of like the common, because back in there people just played normals.
Right.
Because people were scared of ranked. Because competitive.
Yeah, it can be scary. It's
yes.
intimidating. Yeah.
Especially if ranked, because like you enter a game and you don't do well, everybody's gonna come at your neck.
I used to hear that like the community could be kind
yes,
of.
no. League of Legends the community is great,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a lot of toxicity, especially when the early stages of the game had people from all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So you will have like the North American server, but people was playing from China. People was playing from Ecuador. I was from Ecuador. I was playing in there. So
Okay.
the difference in ping, like latency, and the difference of like people just getting into the game. But at the beginning for me it was easy. So I would just pick a champion. There was no role back in them. So right now we have like 5 roles established, and
Right.
everybody knows what to play in between that role. By that time, you could go whatever in every lane. You can double lane if you wanted to. You can jungle
Okay, it was more
like the
Wild West
Yes.
back then.
So even in all that chaos, like you could see that, I could be better than others. Like I like people were on the 600, on the 400, and the 200, and I was back in there 1800, 2000.
So eventually you did go pro. You played in some pro matches and such.
Yes.
How would you sum up the entirety of your pro career at this point?
So I will not call it like a pro, because pro basically is like live in a gaming house.
Mm-hmm.
They eat, sleep, breathe League of Legends and play all day. I had to pace it out, so I got sponsored by this cyber place that I was telling you.
Okay.
Extreme Arena Extreme was the name of the cyber. So the owner was my friend. So he said, like, you know what, like I want, like, League of Legends is in a boom right now. I want to make my cyber cafe get known. The best thing that we can do is, like, you know what, we form a team, and then we compete around the Ecuador.
Right.
So that's pretty much what we did. So I was still back in the school. I was working. So when I was not studying or working, I was in the cafe with my friends. So we will all be playing in there. We will be skirmishing. Even the owner, he was like part coach, part in the team. Because sometimes, I'm talking to you like there was no way somebody could go like fully pro without leaving everything, because
Right.
eSports was not a thing. Nobody was getting paid. We were just getting a sponsor.
Yeah, it's a huge commitment.
Yes.
So you were basically just
Yes.
kind of doing double duty.
Back in there, you could not leave everything for gaming because
Right.
it was not paying off. So he just sponsored us. Like, for example, there was this big event. Like, it's kind of like the PAX East, PAX West here.
Mm-hmm.
We have it over there. It's called the Celerity Tournament.
Okay.
And we participate in this Celerity Tournament like various times. 3 years in a row. 3 years we won.
Nice.
So that was like kind of like a qualifier.
Mm-hmm.
And we traveled to Peru. We traveled to Chile. Chile was a Movistar Arena. So it was like a bigger company. It was like a bigger thing. We didn't won that, but we ended on the second, third place.
I mean, that's not bad.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
like, we were competing with serious people that
Right.
actually had a gaming house, actually had everything to,
Then
like...
you basically
Yes.
made it into the top 3. So like
Yes.
that's an accomplishment.
Yes, so they pay for the travel, they pay for, like... I mean, it was, like, low-cost travel. We all traveled through bus. It was 14 days just to get there. It was horrible, but
I mean,
it was worth it.
looking back, yeah, you
Yes.
probably...
Yes, now everything is more
memories that you're probably
accessible.
still-
Yeah, we didn't... Like, basically, our gaming house was his cyber arena. So, I can, like, resume everything in just the experience, like, of how there was no basis, there was no payment, there was no everything. We were doing it all by passion.
Right.
All because we liked the game.
True. So, what do you think it is about League of Legends specifically that makes it so popular? Like, it is a booming thing. It hasn't slowed down since
Yes.
it's been introduced.
I think it's not only the community, it's the simplicity of the game. You right now is pretty well established. There's 5 lanes, 5 people against other 5 people. You have that one person that goes all around the map helping the others. All you gotta do is like get into the game, pick up a champion, main that champion, and just like dominate. So it's so easy because for people that used to play Dota, most of the champions are similar or have similar kits. But people that don't have like the basis of Dota, there's several channels. There's several streams. There's several that they explain. There's these people playing this champion that they're called OTP. They are the one trick pony. They only play that champion. They don't abandon that champion, not even in what lane they're playing. And if you feel identified with that person, you just watch the stream, and it's so simple to learn everything. So it hasn't stopped. It will not stop because of the variety, the richness of the story. Because each champion has a story.
Right. Yeah. I've seen some of the cinematics that they put out for them too.
Everything, and every year everything changes. For example, right now we are in season 10, Rise of the Elements. Is all about the dragons. It's all about the terrain. Something that we didn't have back in the day. Constant kit changes, constant remake of champions. So it's not a game that is in one stage and it stay in that stage the whole time. It's constantly changing. So
okay, that's an ever evolving
changes are
game
good.
world.
So
Awesome.
people that don't like the game right now probably will get in the game later because they will like something that they change.
Nice. So, what would you have in terms of advice for someone who hasn't really played, a MOBA or League of Legends specifically, them trying to get into the game?
Watch a lot of the streams or search guides, because right now League of Legends is not only like a game; it's also a market. So a lot of people has like put like time into, for example, every patch they release patch notes, and there's a lot of people just reading those, trying to crack combinations, trying to crack like the best you can do. So if you're new and you are searching to be good at the game, you definitely have to get either like a place where you can read the patches, or like guides or streams that can teach you.
So essentially, like study up.
Yes, a little bit more, kind of like a study up. If you wanna just enjoy the game, just go into the game and try it yourself.
Right.
But if you really want to go like really good at the game and you wanna win and you wanna compete, I guess like you'll have to like put a little bit of time into it.
Okay, that makes sense. That's fair. So, what game, if any, that's outside of the MOBA genre, do you think would help new players kind of gain some of the skills that are necessary for League of Legends?
I think first-person shooters
Really?
are like the closest to MOBA. First of all, you have to have map awareness. Second of all, so we use the QEWR system. They use the ASD. So you have the same movement in the hands,
keyboard. Okay.
and in the keyboard. So lots of map awareness. Basically, almost the same keys. There's summoners, as in League of Legends, summoner spells. There is perks in first-person shooters. So
there's some overlap. Yeah.
It's totally different concepts, but it's under the same mechanics.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. I never even put that together, but now that I've heard you explain it. So, what do you think most people get wrong when they think about esports? Like, what are some of the misconceptions about it?
Video games. They think video games is just lost time. So they think like it brings no knowledge. It brings nothing practical. It doesn't give something good to your life that you can apply or get benefit of. They think our society right now has evolved a little bit more in what it is esports, how acceptance, if I can say.
Yeah.
But back in the day, for people that has like 30 to 35 years. First of all, what are you doing being 30 to 35 years
Yeah.
playing still video games? You should be having kids or paying
there's
rent.
a stigma.
Yes, we have that, as you say, we have that stigma, that little nail, that little, how can I say, that little tag of whoever plays video games is lazy. Whoever plays video games is not a good,
They're not.
they're no good in society,
Right.
or stuff like that. Esports right now is a career. People get college tuitions paid by esports. They get scholarships into, for example, I can give you an example. MIT, Massachusetts
Institute of
University.
Technology. Yeah.
Yes, they have a whole scholarship system. They have a team, and they compete in the League of Universities in League of Legends esports.
Oh, so like a
People-
collegiate.
Yes,
League
like
of Legends league.
yes, like college league, and they, for example, I've known two people that has gone out of the college league and of the college league and made it into pros, and they are like graduates from MIT.
Wow.
You know, I graduated from MIT. You're expecting him in NASA in something.
Right.
He's playing League of Legends for a living, and they are great.
So it's a definite
Yes.
option. Like it's a path forward.
People, what I'm trying to tell you is parents, not people. Parents get wrong about esports, thinking that their kids are not gonna get benefit of just playing video games. If you hear me now, my first language is Spanish. I learned English through studies in Ecuador, but nobody speaks English over there. So my escape and my practice of English was video games. By the time it was 2005, I was playing online MMORPG. It was Silk Road. People all over the world. It was like 35 servers, 5,000 people in there. And I was talking in English to them. So it was my way of practicing English. So if you're gonna tell me that I don't get benefit, or I've never got benefit of anything playing video games, you're wrong, because I learned. I practice a whole language just by playing video games, just by playing by doing something I like, and the people have that, as you say, a stigma that you're not gonna get anything out of it.
Right. Yeah. So clearly, you're an example of that being false.
Yep.
So where do you hope to see esports going in the next 10 years or so? Like it's already pretty big and it's gaining momentum, but
It is.
in the next decade,
The next
how should
decade,
things change?
I think people, I hope they lose that stigma of not getting any benefit. I see esports in 10 years probably having its own ESPN, Fox Sport,
like its own dedicated.
just channel for it. People competing every day, having like a coverage online. I mean, right now it is covered all over the world, and you can access to this kind of stuff. But in 10 years from now, I first of all see it accessible for everybody to have a computer and actually try to get a pro. Because, like, let's be honest to ourselves. How many people in other countries that don't have access to computers or to technology have the intelligence or have the mechanics or have the abilities to become pros and get out of that situation?
Right.
But they don't do it just because they don't have the access or the resources.
Yeah, it's true.
I see 10 years from now, technology is gonna be more accessible for everybody, for it to grow a little bit more. As of now, as we are speaking, it's been 10 years since League of Legends has hit Ecuador, my country. We just got our national league.
Okay.
So imagine, after 10 years, is just because it's more accessible right now.
Awesome.
And there is sponsorships, there is like all this stuff that is making it more accessible to low income or low resource people.
Great. That's amazing. So basically expansion.
Yes.
Awesome. So it was great talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for
It was
coming
nice
through to the
meeting you.
realm. You guys heard it here first. Geovanny Chang, ex-pro League of Legends player, will be a resource to you should you sign up for the League of Legends leagues here at the realm. So make sure to do that. We'll see you guys next time.